Hi guys, this is Anonymous with another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. This is the first game of a set. These are not played at the same time, by the way. This is a set that I'm gonna do. Let's switch point of view. This is a set that I'm gonna do on Mass Talons. I was originally planning to do some recent games, Human Mirror and Human vs Undead, Human vs Night Elf from Infi and Sky, but yeah, Infi was playing Undead and Night Elf. Don't ask why. Anyway, I was gonna do those. I'm still gonna do them, but that series was a bit long, and I'm really overworked right now. I have lots of things going on in my life, so I have to do shorter games, or fewer games, or something. So I'm just gonna do a couple games this time and try to do really good in-depth commentary, which I'm going to fail at. So, anyway, I've selected one game. This game is between Fly 100% from mouz, and Winners from Beijing Esports. It was played about a month ago. Um, I've selected one game where Night Elf succeeds with Mass Talons and against the Orc, and another game where the Orc beats Mass Talons. And I'm going to try and analyze what... I mean, obviously you could watch just one game and not the other if you wanted to, but I'm going to try and analyze what the difference is, what went wrong with the Orcs play in this game, where, I'll spoil it for you, bet BT Winners wins this game, and what went right with the Night Elves play, and conversely what happened in the other game, in the reverse direction. Anyway, so this is going to be less of a shoutcast and more of analysis, and so I hope you enjoy that. I hope you appreciate those commentaries. If you don't, sorry. Like I said, I don't have time to do the shoutcast on the entire series between Infi and Sky, which is a great series. I'll do that probably next time. Anyway, here here we have Winners on the right in blue and Fly on the left in purple, in case you can't figure it out at this point. Anyway, I'm looking at this game from Winner's point of view, so if you see a green circle around something, that means he's selected it. So right now you can see he was controlling his Ancient of War. Anyway, let's see. At this point, what you want to do before your Talons come out of tier, and you're still at tier 1, before you've even started your tech, is do a bit of harassment with your Demon Hunter, because you don't really have the forces to creep. I mean, he's got one archer and his Demon Hunter. He can AOW creep one camp. So, just using his Demon Hunter to harass is the thing to do. Let's see what else. And he starts his tech early, which is a good thing. No Hunter's Hall. Don't build a Hunter's Hall before you tech, that's for sure. You need that tech as fast as possible. And now, bringing the Ancient of War back, I think he's going to put it right there so that he blocks his base, and this is also important, a good base build. Okay, trying to root it, but rooted in a bad location. It's very important to build your base well with Talons, because one thing that the Orc might try to do is send raiders and attack your base. And if you leave yourself too vulnerable to that, to a raider push, then you'll be in trouble. You do not, for example, want to leave an easy path for the raiders to get in on your main hall. That will force you to TP, and you don't want to do that. So, in this case, the raiders would have to run right, through this maze of Moonwells and the Ancient of War in order to get to the main hall. That's a good thing. The other thing is the Talons are really small, so they can fit through tiny cracks, and you can use that to your advantage. First of all, Winner should have mana burned there. It's worth using the mana burn to cancel a salve, because you'll have to spend more moon juice, but you also drain their mana, you cancel their salve, they have to buy a new salve. That costs money. And, well, Winner's doing a good job of scouting with Wisp, but unfortunately, okay, managing to sneak that Wisp in there to the surrounded tree. So that he gets away with that. But in general, yeah, scout with Wisp, because you don't know what the Orc is gonna pull. And at this point, Fly is teching. Fly has not yet scouted Winners, and it's quite important for the Orc to scout the Night Elf. In general, because if you don't scout the Night Elf, or you don't know, or if you're not aware of what the Night Elf is doing, they could be doing Talons, or they could be going bears. And I mean, you can certainly the choice of unit is going to determine, for the most part, which hero you get second. And you want to do that as soon as possible when you hit Tier 2. And you can see that Fly is almost at Tier 2 and he still hasn't scouted. If you were to get the wrong hero, it's not the end of the world. You can beat Talons with a Shadowhunter, and you can beat Bears with a Tauren Chieftain, but for the most part you want the Shadowhunter against Bears and the TC against the Talons. So it's important to do that scouting. Alright. Winner's got his Beastmaster. I'll talk a little bit about why you get the Beastmaster, as why you choose that particular hero with Mass Talons, and it's always done. Nobody gets a different hero, and there's a reason for that. But first, let me just point out that Fly probably, when he saw that Beastmaster, he was aware of the Talons, and so he got his Tauren Chieftain. It's a bit of a risk. You might see Beastmaster with Bears. You could probably use that to your advantage. Anyway, now Fly trapped in the back and actually gets killed, doesn't want to TP out, or has too much lag to do that. Fly always complains about lag on the internet, and I think this is an internet game. Okay, why the Beastmaster? First of all, because Quill Beasts are very useful in canceling the Orc's Tier 2 buildings. Now, we haven't seen it here, and indeed Fly's buildings are going to get up okay, but often, you'll use that Beastmaster to cancel the Tier 2 buildings with the Quill Beasts. In particular, you need to go for the Spirit Lodge, because what defeats Mass Talons when Talons lose, the reason is basically the Spirit Walkers. Spirit Walkers have Dispel, which totally nerfs the Cyclone of the Talons, and of course every Orc is going to get Walkers against it. If you can cancel the Spirit Lodge and build up some and keep it down for a significant amount of time, using your Quill Beast or whatever, using this piercing damage Merc, which Winners has bought, then that will give you a big advantage in the game. You'll have more Talons than they can handle with their Spirit Walkers for a short window, and at that point you can do whatever you want. You can push their base, and kill their burrows, which is one big vulnerability of the Orc. You can just try and force a fight by going into their base, whatever. Anyway, as soon as you finish your tech to Tier 2, basically start your tech to Tier 3. Well, obviously put up your Ancients, but the Tier 3 tech is really important. It's difficult to fight before you get your Tier 3 tech unless you have canceled the Spirit Lodge 1 or 2 times. Then it becomes more reasonable to do so. But basically you want to wait till Tier 3 and ideally wait till your upgrade is done. Your Master Talons upgrade. Anyway. Yeah, at Tier 3 also, typical, I don't know why I say typical, it's just, everyone does it. It's not even typical, it's mandatory. Play is to get a Tinker for the 3rd hero. So why the Tinker? Well, if you look at the composition of the Night Elf army, it's got a Demon Hunter, which is your main, it's the centerpiece of your army, but then, besides that, you've got maybe these Troll Mercs, if you decide to go that route. You've got a Hawk, which does magic damage. You've got Talons, which do magic damage. Now, the Orc doesn't have any magic immune units, which is why Talons work. But what you don't have is any normal damage at all. You need that, because the Orc is going to get Raiders, and you want to be able to damage the Raiders. The Pocket Factory is very helpful in doing that. The other thing that the Pocket Factory is good against is structures. And in order to demonstrate that point, I'm going to pause this replay right now. Sorry. And I'm going to pop up my professional audio-visual display. This is how much damage Pocket Factory does to buildings. Okay? I put a Pocket Factory in front of a Great Hall and just in the World Editor and just counted how much damage it does. This is Tinker level versus damage done. Okay? That's a lot of damage. And if the Orc decides to expand, you can send your Tinker there, well, with your army obviously, and put down the Pocket Factory and basically force a TP. The Orc is going to lose his expansion if he doesn't TP, for sure. And that's even if it's up, and that's why the Pocket Factory is good. You can also use it to put pressure on the Orc in other ways. For example, just by when you push their base, you can force them to fight. You can force them to come out and fight, which you want to do. Anyway, here we have a battle, and what you'll notice. Okay, so first of all, Winners has purchased a Mud Golem, which I don't agree with. I don't think that's necessarily a wise move. Now he's also getting his Merc in trouble.